So doing hard things is more than just a physical exercise. It is a mental practice of pushing your brain to like doing those hard things. An interesting study that I saw is that when you force your brain to do things it doesn't want to do, or hard things, like working out, the brain reshapes itself to adapt and enjoy those hard things. So you can actually start to enjoy these things. That's why you hear people say runner's high when people are running all the time, and they really start to enjoy it, or they just don't feel it. Your brain is adapting to that pain and stress and saying, okay, now I know how to handle this. That is one of the huge reasons why I think this can change your life, as it has started to change mine. It will reshape the way your brain thinks, and in cause you will be able to be more productive, you will be able to accomplish more, set goals, and reach those goals. I think this is one of the most beneficial things you can do for yourself today, right now.
Today we're talking about doing hard things and what that instills in you, and what that has instilled in me as I grow into mature into adulthood, and how impactful it's been. My parents pushing me, pushing myself to be the best version of myself in a certain field, whether that's running, lacrosse, school, finding jobs, all that stuff. Jordan Peterson once said,
"Why did you go become a Navy SEAL? That's a ridiculous thing to do, right? They just torture you to death in the water. Why'd you do it?"
Because I wanted to serve my country in the highest capacity possible.
You put yourself through this brutal transformative process. How did that change you?
There was a lot of pride involved, and when I graduated from that, I never felt more pride.
Okay, so let's separate pride from accomplishment.
Okay.
Right, because you can see pride would be unwarranted pride in your accomplishment, but that doesn't mean that there's no such thing as accomplishment. Okay, so do you feel that you accomplished something real when you went through the Navy SEAL training program?
Absolutely.
Okay, why was it real?
It was the hardest thing that I've done.
That's right. Yeah, was it meaningful?
Absolutely.
Was it transformative?
Yes.
And it was the hardest thing you'd ever done. Okay, well that's the pathway. The pathway to what's most real is through the hardest things that you can do.
Alright, so I'm in the gym right now, working out, and I'm not the strongest. That's really not what matters. You don't have to be the best or the strongest at what you're doing, but the practice of doing it is what grows your brain, muscle in your brain to do hard things. And this, for instance, is going to help me on the lacrosse field be a better player and a better athlete. So that's a motivation and a goal as I'm doing this.
I think when it comes to doing hard things, people think of big things, like my cousin is in the Marine Corps. That is a really hard thing to do. One of the hardest. But now a lot of people think of, taking the time every day to exercise, eating right as hard things. But I think running is a great thing for someone like myself to start doing hard things and to push myself. I think something like running is so mental, working out, and doing hard things is mental. Pushing through that mental aspect is really important. I might think my body can't keep running right now, or I can't keep studying or working, but there's a little switch you can unlock, a mental switch. Is that border that separates you from being able to run 4 miles instead of 1, or 24 miles instead of 10. That mental aspect is so important, and conquering that is the key to conquering life. And I think in America, fewer and fewer people can conquer that mental aspect. We're becoming a lazy society. and less people want to conquer that. And we just want to cruise by life. We don't want to conquer life.